Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Yetri Julia Nazira binti Amri and my metric number DDT 20F1026. And my group partner is Nur Nabila binti Turing and normal metric DDT 20F1012. Uh, our lecturer for subject human computer interaction is Madam Nur Hafiza binti Ismail. Today we have to discuss our answer for week 8 activity. This is our answer after we done our discussion. For the next slide, I will pass to Nur Nabila Turing.
Okay, next slide. Okay, thank you, Julia. For question 1, data is important in design evaluation. Discuss two categories of data in about quantitative and qualitative. For qualitative data is information about qualities. You can't count it. That is its information about how people feel about something. Example include point number 1, sharing what people like about a program. Second point, how they think it could be improved. Third point, what difference it has made to their lives. Fourth point, whether they would recommend the program to others. Next slide, Julia.
Okay, quantitative data. Quantitative data is information that you can measure. It's number something you can count. Because it's countable, it can be reliable evidence. Example include first, how many people took part. Second, how much did it cost. Third, how long did it run for. The last one is average attendance at each program session. Next slide.
Okay, quantitative data versus quantitative data. Here are examples of a source of quantitative and qualitative data. For quantitative data source, program information numbers involve what happens when, who it is for, cost, participation, levels. Qualitative data source, getting feedback on a program, weekly check-ins, surveys, group discussion before and other program question. Quantitative data source, statistic and statutory data. Qualitative data source, stories of participants' experience and impact. Quantitative data source, environmental monitoring such as bird counts, seeds, plant and fish stock. Qualitative data source, observation of a program. Quantitative data source, structure surveys involving multiple choice, rating scales, or other closed question. Qualitative data source, document reviews such as literature reviews. Quantitative data source, control groups, comparing one group that experienced a program with another similar group that did not. Qualitative data source, interviews involving open-ended questions with backers, service providers, and participants. Quantitative data source, recording transactions such as website hit. Qualitative data source, visual methods such as photos, DVDs, and art or participant creative works. Next slide.
Okay, for the next question, provide suitable methods to implement experimental design within groups in developing a secure website that can avoid from computer hacking and malware. Okay, first, using strong authentication. The first point is password are based. Password cracking technology is quite advanced. A stronger passwords found forests of post-it notes on monitors, and many employees share password. Second, the alternatives are expensive and general deployment is beyond the means of most organizations. A more cost-effective compromise is to apply strong multi-factor authentication only to particularly sensitive application or system, such as HR or accounting. The last one is if you do deploy multi-factor authentication, combining user ID and password with tokens, smart cards, or fingerprint readers or any other. Next slide.
Okay, for plug information leaks, point number one, sensitive information can flow out of your organization through email, printed copies, instant messaging, or by people simply talking about things they should keep to themselves. Combine security policy and technology to stanch the bleeding. Second point, first make sure your policy details restrictions on disseminating confidential data. Third point, technology can help, starting with the instruction detection system, IDS. Scan your business plan for unique phrases that you wouldn't expect to find anywhere else and finger your IDS to alert you whenever it sees these telnet snippets on the network. For the third point, for the last point, email firewalls can scan the full text of all outgoing email. Digital rights management tools restrict distribution of document by assigning access right and permission. Next slide.
Okay, for the question 3, to what extent does the task of evaluation able to encourage creativity, decision making, and error control performance by the developers? Okay, for the encourage creativity, finding ways to encourage creative thinking is vital to your success. When we talk with leaders who wish their team were more creative, we often find that they unintentionally stifle creativity. You can cultivate a more creative environment and encourage creative thinking in your team. First, ask for what you want. Second, appreciate new ideas. Third, reward effort, not just success. Fourth, combine ideas and concentrate. Fifth, start small. Sixth, don't brainstorm. And the last one, seven, create space. Nice.
The rational decision making model assumes decisions are based on an objective, orderly structure, information gathering, and analysis. The model encourages the decision maker to understand the situation, organize and interpret the information, and then take action. There are 8 steps in the rational decision making process. Number one, understand the issue. Second, define the problem. Third, define the object. Fourth, diagnose the problem. Five, develop alternative. Six, evaluate alternative. Seven, select an alternative. Eight, implement alternative. Next slide.
Okay. The last answer is through evaluation. Not only is the performance of employee assessed, but also the training programs are evaluated and programs which are more reliable and effective are identified. It does help identify newly employed personnel with poor performance. Performance appraisal also aids in determining success and effectiveness of training programs and workshops according to current level of individual participation and its impact on performance, precisely speaking. The rationale behind rating performance is to maximize efficiency through identification and forfeiting employee strengths. Such as first, bias and error in PE. Second, halo error. Third, leniency and severity errors. Fourth, proximity error. Fifth, central tendency. Sixth, spillover effect or past record anchoring. Seven, recency error. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you.